Hello again, everybody. Harry Boxer, the technical trader with thetechtrader.com. Tuesday night, the 26th of August, and these are the charts of the day. It's been a pretty interesting trading week so far. So good, as they say. Of course, the indices are long in the tooth, but they keep pushing, and markets always overextend and go beyond what you think they're going to do. So for now, we're going to still trade the long side. You have your Boxer charts if you're interested, but let's take a look starting with Achillion, which really has performed well for us. As you can see, the breakout swing trade initiated, flag, and another two-day move through resistance. There is a short-term channel, perhaps. We should see perhaps a test of 12.5, 13 as early as tomorrow. We'll just have to see how it goes. But for now, we're still long. We're staying long. Volume's actually increasing 3 days in a row. ARWR, well, kind of an interesting day today, and I've initiated a swing trade because I saw the breakout above two particular lines today. First of all, the major declining tops line comes in from the January-February highs across all of these peaks. Well, it closed above that today. Also, this internal trend line across these lows and this peak here comes in right about where it closed. And in the course of today's action, the stock broke out across a little bit of a mini resistance level. But the close, nicely after with the moving averages curling up, could make it to 7.25 as early as tomorrow. But if this is major volume, which 14.8 million is the biggest volume in about, almost a month, then this could be a key breakout day, and we'll have to keep a close tab on it. I'm looking for 7.25 and then about 8.5. Arrowhead, well, a monster last year, as it was one of the big winners for us. But this year, after coming down early let's say between March and April, the bounce and then a pullback, what I'm really interested in is the fact that the last three peaks up have come at an even higher volume. With today's action up $1.76 at 13% and closing right on resistance with the new actual closing, the highest level closing since April, I'm looking for this stock to thrust here and test the 18.5 zone quickly, and then we'll see if we can get through that and get up into the low 20s. Swing trade ACHN has been awesome, and even though we did hit our target and it pulled back, then held and spiked up again. Just in the last three sessions, from 43 and change to 58 nearly. So almost 15 points here. A little long in the tooth, perhaps, similar to this kind of run-up, which resulted in that. But momentum is strong on it, and I would post a stop underneath today's low, about 52.5, and let's see if it runs to 60. BDSI, also a swing trade of ours, doing very well. You can see the pop and breakout here. With today's action, only have 41 cents or about 3%, but the fact that it's taken out these highs, the double top from July, has me thinking we're going to 18, 19. Beta has been a monster, especially since April when it was down around 30. 29 being the low, and now today's high 98. So we're talking about more than a triple just since the April lows. And since the breakout point here, nearly a double. So at this point, you're getting an accelerated channel, spiking up the last 3 days with strong volume today, the heaviest volume we've seen all year, and near the top of what's projected to be a major channel. When I said, 98, 99, 100, etc., I have a secondary projection of 103.5, because when you look at the exact channel, that's what it projects to right there. But we'll see. At any point between now and 103.5, we could see an important short-term peak. CLDX. Now this one extended the base, and today popped $1.37 or 9% on 4.5 million. That's the biggest volume since the beginning of June. It may be in the process of trying to take out the resistance, which came in back in June. You may remember when we put the swing on. Around 18.10, we get through that. I'm looking for 21, eventually in the mid to high 20s. Clovis, big run up last year. Had multiple highs in here. Came down, and 1, 2, 3 wave corrective move. A little bit of wedge here. Broke out, flagged, and then today popped 321 or almost 7% of 1.1 million. 1 plus 1.2. It seems to me we're going to make a run at the $60 range. This could be interesting. Stay tuned. DGLY, well, I'm showing you this because it has been just an incredible run, but we are long in the tooth. I'm not sure from a valuation purpose, and so close to the spike high from 2013 when it reached 17.5 roughly. Today's high 1624, and getting, as I said, very, very quick, strong short-term move here has got this extended. And with resistance here, I'd not be shocked to see a pullback consolidation. But momentum can carry it forward. If we can see a run up across 1624, who knows where that goes. Maybe we'll even try 19 or 20. Totally ridiculously overvalued right now. GWPH took a pop, went from 88.86 to 95.66, about a 7-point pop, and then backed off a little bit, but pretty close to the high for the day, up 580 or 6.5%, 1.38 million, almost 1.4 million. That's the biggest volume since back here in July. It looks to me like it came across key resistance here. It popped very nicely. At this point, I'm looking for a run to check on the 9900 range and then 10. Let's see. Well, let's actually give you a target at 104 and about 109.5. Those are my targets. HGS8, yet another Chinese ridiculous stock that's just going crazy. It's spiking a beautiful flag, another pop to resistance, so pull back to support. Held 4 days in a row, now up another $1.07 or 14.4% today. As much as 2 million shares traded. Although the high at one point was 880, the stock still is way off the low, and in just 2.5 weeks has gone from 2 to 8 and change, and more than quadrupled. So extended, yeah, you betcha, but we'll just have to see. I wouldn't be chasing either this one or JC or for that matter, any of these stocks we look at that are heavily extended, Chinese stocks. ISIS, well, some of the biotechs, as you know, are doing very well. This one in particular, after running up here and testing resistance and pulling back, making a higher low, is now in a rising channel. Today's action up 389 to close over 40 at 40.01, 10.787%. Nearly 5 million traded, the biggest volume in a few months. So to me, this stock has breakout all over it. And 45 is my next target. JD, one of the largest internet companies in China with over 20 billion in revenue. The stock, as you can see, continues to move up. Another new post-IPO high today, 32.08. Close 32.01, up 67 cents, and more than 5.3 million traded. I'm looking for a test at the top of this channel. I think the stock has the gumption to get up to 36.7 short term. JC was that other Chinese stock I told you about that's extended, but this one looks a little different. When I say that, I mean, it just appears to me that if it was going to fall apart here, it would have done so. But with today's action, having popped at 11.48, it did get a pullback. I still think we're in a consolidation zone here. Carefully watch the last 4 days lows. My stop would be under 940.45, and the buy stop over 12 could get it up to 14, maybe 16. A lot depends on whether or not we get the follow through I'm looking for, or continuing to consolidate in this zone. KERX, nice smoking 3-day run from 1544 to 1816. And what that did was take out the prior highs. And I'm looking for more. I'm looking for 19, 21, and 23 targets on KERX. Well, new issue, MBLY, you can see the breakout to new highs today. Nominally closed up 324, 8.5%. Strongest volume since the IPO day of 8.25 million traded. Best to look at on the 15-minute chart. You can see the pop flag, continuing consolidation, coil, breakout, retest, pop to resistance, pullback, now a little flag. This stock just looks like it wants to go higher, doesn't it? I think we're going to get a move up for about 44, 45. Then we'll see what happens. MOBL, Mobile Iron, after breaking out of the wedge, has run up beautifully from 8.75 to 12, almost. You can see the stock trading near 12 here. Above resistance. Now, on a daily basis, a new IPO like that moves up to the IPO price day could get a pullback, but boy, there's strong momentum in this. However, there's two quite overbought short term, having gone from 8.5 to 11.90 just in the last 4 sessions. Maxwell may be turning the corner here. Today was a pretty decent day. The volume was the best in a couple of weeks. It popped out of this wedge across the 21 and then closed above it, and then across the declining tops line, which it closed above as well. Not to mention this little reversal day here at 1036. Close at 1052. I suspect we're going to see 11.5 and then 12.5 going forward the next few days. New Link is another biotech that's emerging, I believe, after the big run up earlier in the year and beginning of and into last year. It came down and formed a big base. Since April, it's been basing nicely. What I'm going to look for is can it move to 29.5 and surge? If so, my targets are 33 and 36. And last thing tonight is TechMira, which had that monster run on the Ebola scare and then pulled back, and now it's formed a coil. Today it popped 111 or 6% on 2.8 million. The volume isn't as big as it wants to be, but it will be if it breaks out of this. The TechMira targets, if it does break out, are 22 and 26. Support around 16. So we'll see what we get tomorrow. But that's it for tonight, and I'll talk to you in the trading room tomorrow. Bye-bye.